My name is Cameron, and I'm 29 years old. On September 8th, 2022, my life ended in a deafening explosion at SpaceX's Starbase in Texas. For 6 years, I'd poured my heart into my work as a propulsion systems engineer, chasing a dream born in college to help humanity reach Mars. My wife, Elena, and I had just bought our first home in Brownsville, a cozy fixer-upper filled with our hopes for a family. We'd lie awake at night, whispering baby names, imagining a future where our kids would grow up in a world we helped shape. Every day, I walked into Starbase believing I was part of something monumental, something that would carry humanity to the stars. But I didn't know the truth hidden behind the mission. That morning felt like any other. I kissed Elena's forehead as she slept, her soft breathing steadying my soul. I grabbed coffee at 5 a.m. and drove the familiar 30 minutes to work. We were testing the Raptor engines for the next Mars mission prototype. Routine checks, data reviews, the usual team huddle. I was in the engine bay, tablet in hand, monitoring pressure readings, when the world shattered. A fuel line test went catastrophically wrong. The explosion was instant, a blinding roar that swallowed everything. I didn't have time to feel fear. One moment, I was squinting at numbers. The next, everything was white. But I didn't slip into darkness. Not at first. A searing heat enveloped me, followed by a crushing weight on my chest. I couldn't breathe, couldn't move. My thoughts raced to Elena, to the promise I'd made to be careful, to the way we'd laughed about naming our future daughter Luna after the moon. Then, silence. The pain vanished. The weight lifted. I felt weightless, like I was floating in a sea of calm. And then I saw it, my body, broken beneath twisted metal and concrete, blood pooling around me. Colleagues ran toward me, their shouts distant, like echoes underwater. I tried to call out, to tell them I was okay, but no sound came. That's when I knew I wasn't in my body anymore. A tunnel of light appeared, not the cold, sterile glow of movies, but a living warmth, pulsing with love and power. It drew me in, and I didn't resist. For the first time, I felt utterly at peace, as if every fear and doubt I'd ever carried had melted away. Then I saw him. Jesus stood in the light, radiant, his presence overwhelming yet gentle. His eyes, a deep, soul-piercing brown, held a compassion that broke me open. Tears streamed down my face, not from sorrow, but from a joy so profound it felt like my heart might burst. "Cameron," he said, his voice like a warm embrace laced with thunder, resonating in every fiber of my being. "I've been waiting to show you something." I tried to speak, but my words faltered. "Lord, I don't understand," I whispered. He smiled, and that smile carried more love than I'd ever known. "You've worked so hard to get humanity to Mars," he said softly, "but you don't know why they really want to go there." Confusion swirled in me. "What do you mean?" I asked. With a wave of his hand, the scene shifted. We stood in a vast, shadowy conference room, its walls gleaming with a strange, light-absorbing material. Around an obsidian table sat figures, some I recognized from news headlines. World leaders, tech moguls, faces of power. Others weren't human, their eyes black as voids, their presence chilling. "This is the council," Jesus said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "They've been planning this for decades." I listened, horrified, as they spoke of Mars, not as a beacon of human hope, but as an escape. "The awakening is accelerating," one said, a billionaire whose name I knew too well. "More are turning to prayer, seeking truth. We need to be off-planet before the final harvest. A non-human figure leaned forward. Mars will be our sanctuary when the king returns. We'll rebuild our influence there. My stomach churned. Jesus placed his hand on my shoulder, and peace flooded me again. There's a spiritual war most can't see, he said. These fallen ones know their time is short. They're using human ambition, your ambition, to build their escape. He showed me Starbase from a spiritual lens. Dark entities hovering, whispering lies into the minds of engineers and executives, steering the Mars project toward a sinister purpose. Beneath the red planet's surface, robotic systems were already carving out vast underground facilities, not for colonists, but for spiritual warfare, a refuge for those fleeing God's judgment. "But Lord," I said, my voice trembling, "I thought we were doing good. I thought we were saving humanity." His eyes softened. "Your heart was pure, Cameron. Most working on this project are deceived, their noble intentions twisted by the enemy." Then he showed me Elena, praying in our kitchen each morning, her whispered pleas for my protection forming a shield around me. "Her prayers kept your heart open," Jesus said. "They brought you here." Tears fell as I saw her faith, her quiet strength. I saw prayer warriors across the globe, strangers in distant lands, children in African villages, elderly women in rural churches, all lifting up those deceived by grand projects like mine. "They've been praying for you," Jesus said. "Their prayers deflected the worst of the blast that brought you here. It wasn't an accident. The enemy tried to silence you, but my angels protected you." He showed me Mars's true history, a once vibrant world, green and blue, destroyed by the same rebellion Earth now faced. "This has happened before," he said, his voice aching. "Worlds rise and fall by one choice, to serve me or themselves. The elite's plan," he revealed, "was closer than I'd imagined, not decades away, but years. The first wave to Mars wouldn't be explorers, but those aligned with darkness, fleeing accountability." "What can I do?" I pleaded. Jesus took my hands, his touch like fire and love intertwined. "You're going back, Cameron, to warn them. Their safety isn't in other planets, it's in me." Doubt gripped me. "Who'll believe me? They'll think I'm insane." He smiled, gentle but unshakable. "They called Noah crazy too. I only need those I'm calling to hear you." He showed me his father's house, a place of indescribable beauty, where peace and love were as tangible as the air. "You could stay here," he said, "in perfect rest." The thought was paradise. No more pain, no more fear. But Elena's face flashed in my mind, her heart breaking as she received the call about my death. I thought of my colleagues, blindly building tools for deception. "I have to go back," I said, tears falling. He nodded, his eyes brimming with pride. "I'll be with you, every step." As the light faded, he spoke one last truth. Their hope isn't in becoming a multiplanetary species. It's in becoming a redeemed species. Then, darkness. I woke to beeping machines and Elena's sobs. My chest screamed with pain, but her hand in mine anchored me. Doctors marveled. 17 minutes clinically dead, yet no brain damage, only healing ribs and bruises. Elena's tear-streaked face was the most beautiful sight I'd ever seen. "They said you were gone," she whispered. "I'm here, baby," I said, squeezing her hand. But I wasn't the same. In the hospital, I told Elena everything. She listened, then said, "I believe you." I felt the darkness around that place for years. Her prayers had been my shield, I quit SpaceX the day I was discharged. Some colleagues think I've lost my mind. Others, like my friend David, have started questioning, haunted by their own uneasy dreams. Elena and I now attend a small church where spiritual warfare is preached as truth, not fear. Sharing my story there, I've found open hearts. My faith has transformed. Jesus isn't just a belief. He's my friend, my guide. Prayer is now my weapon, wielded daily with Elena to expose hidden agendas and protect those deceived. I'm writing down every detail evangeled with love and purpose, driven by a mission to warn others. The elite's Mars plan is an escape from God's truth, but hope lies in redemption, not flight. If you're in the space industry, ask questions. Pray for discernment. The spiritual war is real, but so is the victory. God's kingdom is coming, and no planet is beyond his reach. Trust in him. He's the only plan that will succeed.